And I was looking through my papers and I remembered I didn't do any like feather or egg texture ones. And I feel like these all are pretty flat still. So I want to actually do some stamping to the surface of these. The other idea I had for egg texture and feather texture is my friend Harvey worked on these last year. They were in a calligraphy class at college, and this is rice paper, which is beautiful, and it has this incredible texture on it. And I thought printing some white feathers over the top might look really, really cool. So thank you, Harvey, for letting me have those. And then I pulled out some brand new deli paper. And I think I've limited down my palette now to, for the rest of the painting, to a black, a white, a yellow, a blue, a red. I have a green in here just because I really need to get rid of that green. And then I actually have 2 other blue and red options. And then I remembered I had these browns that just have, they need to go away. They're kind of getting really old. This one's almost gone. And since I'm doing some printing, it's a great time to use paint that's maybe not as lush. So I'm gonna use my jelly plate as my place to, I have a grumpy dog next to me, my place to ink up my stamps and actually ink up my feathers. And then I have this big board that's carved that I've wanted to for a long time print off of. And I just never have. And I looked at it yesterday and I went, today is the day. That's what I'm gonna do. So I have a little tiny texture of leaves and a big texture of leaves, and I'm gonna see how they look. And I'm gonna start with my white. Hey, bud. And I have a grumpy dog next to me, and I'm not sure what he needs, so I might have to stop and manage them. The nice part about using this as a mixing plate, I have little crumbs off this. I just cleaned my roller. I saw 2 little pieces hit the paint, so pull that off first. Is I can let this dry and use it later. So let's just go for the big dogs first. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, so that's exciting. And I'm just trying to get it to about the size of a piece of paper. I am going to have to take the big puppet out. And I'm going to use this one to try it out. Take a look. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that'll be beautiful. I got this from a second use place. I think I'm going to do this over the top of the kanji writing. At least over part of it. I have more than just that sheet, so if I need more, I have more supply. Oh, and I love what's happening on my jelly plate too when it kind of bubbles out like that. It makes me happy. Let's just get another pull done. And then we'll see what the big dog needs. Yes. This time, because this paper is longer, I'm going to go all the way across and just get as much of this piece covered as possible. I have a little bit left over, and I had a little bit left on the sheet that didn't get covered, so Might as well grab it. I think I've laid that all down enough. Oh, it's subtle, but I like it. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is just, actually, why don't I do this? I'm going to put one of these in and get maybe two. Let's try two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the background white off of this and get those feathers all painty. Now I'm going to take the feathers off. And I think I'm just going to take a new piece of paper and pull that print. And then I'm going to try to line the feathers up. That was this one. It's not going to quite work. Let's see if I can use that to print. Not really. Let's try this one just in case, because there's a lot of paint out in some of these feathers. Nope, not really. So that definitely doesn't work, but good to know. And then I'm going to let this piece dry. I'm going to go manage the pup, and I'll be back for it. Okay, he seems to be settled, so I can keep moving. I think this is dry. It's really hard to see, but it is there. So there is hope for that technique. I'm going to go back to printing. I'm going to print a little bit more white, and then we're going to go to brown. And this is just I think a texture plate for frosting or something. My friend got it for me, I think as a Christmas exchange, a holiday exchange. Thank you, Candy. There we go. It's not showing up great on the rice paper because the rice paper has such incredible texture to it. So let me print it over on, it's working, it's just not working 100%. Let me get another piece of, I kind of like this side of this piece, so I'm gonna go on this side and do a print. Oh yeah, that looks great. Oh, my friend deli paper. I love how you look. And I could, instead of rolling it on, I could just print right into here and make some texture too. Then I kind of get double when the ink gets low. And then I'm going to take the this roller and clean it off. And then why don't we pull this texture to this side, because this is becoming kind of an all white piece. I can just grab a little bit more texture off, clean off the plate. So that's the stamp, and that's the Gelli plate pull. I think it's nice to see how all of it works, and that you can just keep going in and grabbing texture. It doesn't, I actually appreciate when it's not very clean, because I like the look of the piece when it gets a little scruffly. So I'm always aiming for scruffle. I'm gonna go in with some browns now that I have some whites. I do need to do a couple more feathers. So let me do that. I'm gonna do that off camera because it's not very visually appealing, but it will be when you see the final work. So let me do that off camera. Okay, we're gonna try to see if we can make feathers work on camera. So I'm just gonna add some white paint to the Gelli plate and get it all squished out. Lay our feathers down, and I kind of decided that having them overlap a little bit, I'm trying to make that like feather tail shape. So I'm just getting it all from the print instead of having to lay them out individually, the feathers. Okay. And then the trick is to go in here and just pull the feathers out and then squish back down. Now you can see I've got some feather texture and I've got a great shape. And then I let this dry and then I'll peel it off. Okay, let's peel this up. The trick is to wait for it to dry. And there's the feather texture. So that will be part of the tail of my eagle.